What's going on, guys, and welcome to my first squad builder here in FIFA 14. And just want to say, if you enjoy these type of videos, let me know in the comment section below and leave a few likes on this video as well. I'll have an episode of career mode out later on tonight, but if you enjoy Ultimate Team, let me know in the comments, because I had a lot of fun making this video, and hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it as well. I think this is the type of thing I'll be doing on Ultimate Team for videos for my channel throughout the year. But anyway, it's my first type of squad builder video, so if you have any ideas on how to improve it, let me know. But it's my Russian Premier League side, and it's a very decent starter site. It doesn't cost too much money. I'll let you know how much it costs at the end, but to start off with, I'll let you know about the players. And the first one is, of course, the goalkeeper Akinfeev, who is an absolute monster. He of course comes from Russia, plays for CSKA in Moscow. He's a really decent shot stopper. He really is. He's a really good player when it comes down to making reflex saves, and his positioning is spot on as well. So he's a great goalkeeper to use, and he has that GK long throw trait, which I love. The left back of the side is in form Kombarov of Spartak Moscow. Now, this guy goes for discard price, so it's around 9.5 to 10k. You can expect to pick him up on the market for. He's a really solid player. He's got some amazing technical stats. He really does. His technicals are fantastic. He's physically quite good as well. He's strong. He's relatively quick. He's got 78 pace, so he has enough to catch up to the wingers, and he's a very decent fullback to have. He's got a high attacking work rate. He bursts through the middle sometimes and down the wing, and plays fantastic balls through. Like I say, his technical stats, so many of them are green and yellow. He's a really decent player. For a cheap discard price in form, he's a fantastic player to have. Of course, if you can't afford him, then just put Chris Skeeto there. He does the job as well. So he's a decent left back, not amazing, but he does the job. The centre half, one of the centre halves is Becchetti, the Italian that plays for Spartak Moscow. And again, he's a decent centre back. He's going to be the centre back that comes in pretty much every single Russian Premier League side. He's got 76 pace, and he's a very decent player. Like I say, technically very gifted, and physically pretty decent as well. Like I say, pace is his main asset. Always seems to be able to catch up to attacking players, and he's really solid at winning the ball back and playing out from the back as well. So Becchetti is going to be in pretty much every single Russian Premier League side you face, because he is, of course, the best RPL centre back out there. So he's a must-have for any Russian Premier League side, and that is why Becchetti is, in my opinion, the best centre half in the Russian Premier League. And the centre back partner, I used two, but I started off with Ignashevich, but I moved on to Douglas. Douglas is probably the best centre back partnership with Becchetti, because he has, relatively decent pace. He's got 66 pace, which ain't too bad. He's 6'3", so he's very tall, and he's also got 90 strength as well. So he's really strong. Seems to muscle attackers out really well, and even playing the ball through as well. He's pretty decent at starting counters. So he's, in my opinion, the best centre back to have as a defensive centre half. He really does make some fantastic blocks and challenges, and like I say, that 90 strength and 6'3" is a real asset on a centre back. So Douglas is my centre back partner with Becchetti, but like I say, you can fiddle around with the other centre back partnerships, because there aren't too many good Russian Premier League centre backs once you take Becchetti out of the occasion. But my right back is Mario Fernandez. I had this guy in FIFA 12, and he was an absolute machine, and he is just as good, FIFA 13, and he's just as good on FIFA 14. He really is fantastic. Got a high defensive work rate, which is absolutely fantastic, which means he's always bombing back to make sure he catches up to the wingers, and he's really good at playing balls out from the back as well. So he's a very decent fullback, not only when it comes forward, but mainly defending. He's an absolute rock at the back, and he seems to stop a lot of the crosses that try to come in from the opposition. So Mario Fernandez is my right back, and my defensive midfielder is Rasmus Elm, the Swede. He is an absolute machine. I love Elm. He's probably the most underrated player in this side. He is fantastic at starting counter attacks. He's got some incredible technical attributes. He's a set piece monster as well. Brilliant free kick stats. Takes penalties like no other. He is an absolute machine to have, and of course, shooting from outside the area, he will always put on target. He's a really brilliant player to have in the team. In my opinion, the most underrated player in there, and that is why he is my holding midfielder. And one of the two centre midfielders I have is Axel Witsel, who plays for Zenit St. Petersburg, the Belgian. He's a really decent player as well. I found Witsel to be best when it just came to passing the ball around, really. Not for playing, defence splitting through balls, but mainly for just passing the ball around and being a bit of a dictator. But he can play good through balls up the top to the front three I was using, and he's a really decent player. Like I say, he makes a lot of good interceptions. He's got some incredible all-round stats, and like I say, simple passes. He's very effective. So I really enjoyed using Witsel, and it was a fantastic centre-back partnership to have. Like I say, didn't do anything amazing out of the ordinary, but as for just playing simple passes, he barely gave away possession. It was a really good centre midfielder to have. And the other centre midfielder I have is Boussoufa, the Moroccan. He's a really decent player. One of my favourites because he does have 5-star skills, and he's very very, very good at bursting through the middle. He actually starts off as a CAM, so if you want to use him in this formation, which I do, which is a 4-3-3 holding, then you will have to convert him down from a CAM to a CM, but that shouldn't cost you too much money, and he's just a really cheap beast. You know, he's fantastic. He uses his skills really well. He's got enough pace to get around his men, and as a creator, as a player that gets assists, he got a lot of assists for me. You know, he was always contributing when it came to playing through the front three, and like I say, just a fantastic player when it came down to bursting through the middle and passing the ball forward and giving the front three some options. So that's Busafa, and he's a really, really good player to use. I enjoyed using him a lot. And then we move on to the front three. The right winger is Aidan McGeady, the Irish man from Spartak Moscow that plays on the right wing. Again, 5-star skills, without a doubt, his best asset. This was the best goal I scored with the whole team. This was just so nice. A lovely piece of skill, and the finish, for those of you who didn't see it the first time round, was just an absolutely really, really cheeky finish into the bottom corner. McGeady is fantastic. 89 pace, I do believe he's got, and like I say, a very clinical finisher, and with those 5-star skills, he's just an absolute beast to have in the side. He's so quick. He makes some fantastic runs. He's really composed in front of the box, and he is going to get you a lot of goals if he cuts inside or even just runs through the middle, makes some jinking runs through the middle. He's a really awesome player to have. So McGeady was, in my opinion, you know, my second favourite player to use in this team, because he seemed to get everything right. You know, his skills were always on par. He was getting around the defenders well. His agility was top notch. His pace was good enough. And like I say, technically, he was really good. He seemed to always be able to support the front man I had, who was Lucina Traore. Always seemed to pick him out. Those two worked perfectly together. And of course, McGeady with those 5-star skills, in my opinion, his best asset. But yeah, McGeady, also a player you'll have to convert in a position change. But again, it shouldn't cost you too much money. And as a right winger, he's just a fantastic winger to have when it comes to scoring goals and creating them as well. So we move over to the left wing, and we use Danny, the Portuguese that plays for Zenit St. Petersburg. And Danny is a really, really decent player. He's got 86 pace, 4-star skills, and a 4-star weak foot. And again, he's the type of player that, in my opinion, is best when he's cutting inside and playing the ball forward, because he is, of course, a right winger. So when he cuts inside, he does really well. But even so, if you do have to play with his left foot, which is his weaker foot, it doesn't really matter, because he's got a 4-star weak foot, and you see there, he's very, very good at playing the ball into the middle with crosses, if you like to use crosses. And of course, his finishing is top notch, and those 4-star skills are fantastic as well. So Danny really is a great left winger to have. I know a lot of people may be put off by his pace. I mean, 86 isn't slow at all, but a lot of people think that, you know, a winger should have 90 plus pace, but Danny's perfectly fine. You know, he's not slow at all. He always seems to be bursting through and getting himself into goal scoring opportunities. And of course, those 4-star skills and a 4-star weak foot is absolutely lovely to have as well. He's a really, really good finisher of the ball, as well as cutting inside and putting in crosses. So Danny's a great left winger, and in my opinion, the best one in the Russian Premier League. So I really enjoyed using Danny. And the last player is, of course, the striker, the lone striker. And we used Lucina Traore, who got me 25 goals in 21 games. He's 6'8", 3-star weak foot, 3-star skills, a high attacking work rate, low defensive work rate, and 77 pace as well for someone that tall is incredible. And of course, he is just an absolute monster. He barely ever missed a target. And when it came down to balls into the box, he was always competing. I lost track of how many headers I scored, man. Seriously, it was incredible. Always competes in the air at 6'8". He's barely ever going to get out jumped, and if he gets it on target, he's got good enough heading accuracy. I think it's 80 or 81. Really good anyway, and a very good finisher of the ball. Makes fantastic runs. Like I say, high attacking, low defensive work rate is perfect. Also a very good support striker as well. He seemed to roll the balls off to McGeady and Danny a lot for them to run forward. So a really, really a perfect sort of target man striker, really. Nothing more than that. I mean, you know, you can't really say much more than just an absolute beast. His finishing on the ground as well, he wasn't just about headers, his finishing on the ground was perfect. He is a left-footed striker, yet it was adapted with both feet. Of course, I scored a couple of goals with his right foot as well as his strong left foot, but a fantastic finisher. Drills, chips, finesses, headers, just an absolutely perfect striker. Honestly, you go one-on-one with him, you know you're going to score. Put crosses into the box for him, you know he's going to get his head to the ball. He's an absolute beast, and in my opinion, the best Russian Premier League striker out there. I know some great ones, but in my opinion, he's the best RPL striker out there. He was an absolute machine, and I really enjoyed using Lucina Traore. But that is my Russian Premier League side, guys. It cost me around 20,000 coins on PS3. There is a link to my squad on FUT Head if you want to go check it out below in the description. And that is my Russian Premier League side. Definitely, in my opinion, a perfect side if you're just starting out Ultimate Team and you want a really cheap, effective side. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching this squad builder. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like. That's much appreciated. And if you have any suggestions for me on how to improve, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next squad builder very soon.